Right now, you are wearing 8 leashes you cannot see. By the end, you will know your leash and the ancient word that breaks them. Humans now live in a soft cage, door open, smiling because the signal is perfect. Mark each leash: comfort, fake masculinity, rented ownership, screens, hardship, fear, reputation loss, divided communities, and shortcut living. We are starving for connection while drowning in digital noise, calling that freedom. Open the morning and you see the enemy before coffee. Before a man stretches, the phone delivers enemies, jokes, ads, fear, fake courage, and orders. That routine avoids looking like conquest, which is why it works. Currently, nearly half of all adults are tethered to a signal: never alone, never free. Another study found most adults feel anxious without phone access. Even experts admit modern life creates loneliness while selling connection. So, this is not rough talk about Vikings and weakness. Instead, this breakdown shows how convenience becomes control. Nobody needs a long ship, everyone needs spine. First, mark leash 1, the soft cage. Comfort is not evil, and suffering is not holy. Heating water, medicine, safe roads, and food are victories. Worshipping comfort is failure, because once comfort rules, hard things look like oppression. Exercise becomes trauma, silence becomes danger, boredom becomes abuse, discipline becomes attack. Suddenly, a man needs apps for Monday. Our ancestors lacked endless choice, they had survival. Viking Age life was cold, violent, hungry, and cruel. Still, harsh worlds teach this: weakness has a price. Today, weakness gets branding. Laziness becomes self-care, cowardice becomes boundaries, debt becomes lifestyle. Corporations never broke your door down, you opened it for free shipping. Second, mark leash 2, fake alpha culture. Watch an internet warrior pose in sunglasses, selling dominance like perfume. Actual strength is not volume, rage, or rented cars. Genuine courage keeps promises, takes criticism, and protects people without filming it. Honor cultures cared what witnesses said later. Could you keep peace angry? Would you stand beside your people during danger? Did your word mean anything when keeping it became expensive? Those questions cut deeper than abs. Muscles are fine, training is good, discipline matters. However, if your identity collapses when Wi-Fi dies, you are a house pet. But it is not just our confidence being rented from influencers, it is our entire physical life. People traded ownership for access, then called billing freedom. Owning no tools means owning less freedom. Third, mark leash 3, ownership becomes permission. Rent, subscriptions, licenses, and debt do castle work. Once, the Lord owned the land. Now the Lord is the app you pay monthly to access your own life. Citizens rent homes, lease cars, stream music, and store memories elsewhere. Individually, each deal looks normal. Together, they make leaving painful. When you own nothing, you cannot leave. Society drifts back to lords and peasants, only the castle became a platform. Therefore, comfort becomes control when you cannot leave. Rebellion starts small: own tools, learn skills, save, cook, repair, connect. They took tribute in grain, now they take it through monthly billing. Fourth, mark leash 4, the screen farm inside your pocket. Posting opinions feels free until you notice the business model. Your anger creates data, boredom creates watch time, and loneliness creates engagement. Refresh enough times and the cage needs no lock. Outrage becomes breakfast, lunch, and bedtime prayer. Picture a man waking, checking hate, absorbing disasters, arguing, then wondering why his chest feels tight. Ordinary people are not stupid, many are tired by design. Older attention had uses. Tracks mattered, weather mattered, tools mattered, and a missed sound could mean hunger or blood. Digital attention gets harvested by comments and cheap rage. Ancestors watched the tree line for wolves. Viewers watch comment sections for approval. Start with one rule: the first hour belongs to you, not the feed. No outrage before breakfast, no stranger in your skull, no algorithm choosing your mood before standing. Algorithm wants your mood, but the old word we are getting to demands your character. Remember that word for a man who could not be bought. Closer now, we reach why it matters more than your best tweet. Stop. Hold silence for 2 seconds. If this list feels heavy, good. Wait means you still feel the chains. Let us keep cutting. Screens train us to fight imaginary wars in comments until real friction feels unbearable. Naturally, leash 5 is hardship, fear. Fifth, mark leash 5, fear of hardship. Hardship does not make anyone noble. Poverty can humiliate, danger can break, and pain can be pointless. Honesty matters because fake warrior content sells brutality as vacation. Yet zero hardship creates another sickness. Someone who never trains discomfort gets fragile when life bites. Voluntary difficulty is the antidote. Lift, walk, skip purchases, apologize, work. Liberty begins there, not in slogans or online posturing. Soft life itself is fine. A soft spine is the problem. Halfway through, the old word starts making sense. Soon you will see why Vikings had a name for the man who refused to wear them. 6th, Mark Leash 6. Reputation loss. At your funeral, nobody reads your best tweet. Not one serious person will care about your leased car or dangerous profile picture. Mourners remember whether your presence made life heavier or lighter. Family remembers patterns, friends remember reliability, children remember tone. Old honor cultures understood that reputation was not clout. Clout is attention without witnesses. Reputation is what remains of you in the hearts of those you leave behind. Ask the ugly question while change is possible. Cut the sound for one beat. What would your son say about your patience? Which friend would trust you in a hard room? How many promises have your habits broken? Legacy is not a quote under a sunset. Legacy is repeated behavior. Feeds forget you in 3 days. Sons remember how you acted for life. After reputation dies, people stop living for witnesses who matter. Isolation takes over, and the fake crowd offers replacement tribes. 7th, Mark Leash 7. Divided communities. Lonely people buy more, obey faster, click longer, and mistake comments for brotherhood. Strong community is hard to control because people compare notes, share tools, check lies, and show up. For this reason, fake tribes are everywhere. Political rage becomes identity, brands become families, fan bases become armies, influencers become priests. Later, the bill comes due, and most of those tribes vanish like smoke. Local community is boring to film, family dinners, trusted friends, shared work, neighbors who know your name. Stripped of costume, the old code points back there: loyalty, courage, fair dealing, and service. Elites do not fear your opinion. They fear 5 loyal friends who show up when life gets ugly. Without real community, people reach for shortcuts sold by companies that know exactly how lonely they are. 8th, Mark Leash 8. Shortcut living. Here soy is comedy, not biology. Meaning matters, a lifestyle softened, processed, rented, and outsourced until no spine remains. Inside the kingdom, picture delivery food, doom scrolling, fake outrage, sleep debt, no sunlight, no patience, no standards. Shortcut culture sells pills for everything, apps for everything, hacks for everything, and patience for nothing. Next, it calls the result modern. Fake rebellion is yelling online while obeying every system offline. Practical rebellion is simple: train, cook, walk, save, fix, serve, sleep, help family. Real honor is not convenient, which is exactly why it has value. Softness is not your plate, so is life with wet cardboard texture. Should this sound like a conspiracy, look at your screen time. Bars on this cage are data, and they are measurable. Proof returns afterward, because the cage is not imaginary. Screen addiction is measurable. Phone anxiety is measurable. Disconnection remains measurable. Ownership shrinking into permission is visible everywhere. The enemy is not a shadow counsel. Pocket convenience is the easy button you keep pressing. Subscription logic makes ownership feel old-fashioned. Algorithmic feeds teach you to confuse reaction with action. Looped comfort says hard things belong elsewhere. Such villainy needs no fairy tales because measurable. Evidence comes first, commentary comes after. Cultures that sell dependence mock discipline, because disciplined people are harder to milk. Notice every weakness has a product waiting. Sleeplessness gets a supplement. Loneliness gets a subscription. Confusion gets an influencer. Anger gets a feed. Debt gets a new payment plan. None of this requires one secret counsel in a dark room. Markets are enough. Algorithms are enough. Fear is enough. Convenience is enough. Give tired people the easy button daily, then act shocked when they stop pushing back. Any serious answer has to be practical, not mystical. Remove one leash at a time. Protect mornings tomorrow seriously. Train the body, clean the room, learn the skill. Feed the family. Meet real people. Refuse cheap outrage. Keep promises without announcing them. Small acts look unimpressive, which is why they work. Grandstanding is public. Character is private before it becomes visible. Result: rebellion looks boring outside, but inside it returns time, judgment, strength, and courage. Finally, the code has a name: Drengskapr. Norse language did not use it for cosplay. Plainly, it meant courage, fairness, honor, and reputation that could survive witnesses. Properly understood, Drengskapr is not nostalgia, it is a personal code. Imagine that life beside the soft cage. One man scrolls before sunrise, rents tools, feeds every impulse, argues with strangers, breaks quiet promises, and calls it normal. Opposite him, A man protects mornings, owns useful things, trains, keeps his word, serves family, and answers to real witnesses. Neither man needs to wear fur or swing an axe. Only one is harder to buy. Do right, stand firm, keep honor, serve your people. Many people say they want freedom, but they want comfort with better branding. True independence costs effort, risk, responsibility, discipline, and ridicule. Choose the safe cage or the hard road. Never blame the system for everything while feeding it every hour. Yes, systems exploit weakness, corporations study habits, and platforms shape behavior. Personal surrender still requires participation. Cancel one subscription, close one attention trap, pay debt faster, build skill, call one friend, train 1 hour, keep one promise, and repeat. Standing firm is daily practice, and this community should keep walking that path. Comfortable men became prisoners because comfort is easier to sell than courage. Autonomy is not a lifestyle brand today. Accountability stops when the audience stops nodding and names the next hard act. Closing this, name one promise you broke to yourself and fix it today. Write it in the comments for witnesses, or privately if conscience is enough. Tomorrow morning, remember the first hour belongs to you. Stand firm, because freedom is a bill, and weak men keep pretending someone else will pay it.